So we got Sean Baker saying that carnivore, because he's the guy that came up with the term, right? Carnivore means that you're just eating meats, chicken and fish and pork, eggs, fats, drinking water. That's pretty much all it is. That's what it is, like confined in a little box. And okay, yeah, I mean the guy came up with the term. It's his. He can, he can own it, whatever. But when I think of carnivore, I'm just a little bit more relaxed. And I don't mean it like, oh, I have my carnivore foods that I eat, and then because I'm so relaxed, I'll just go ahead and have, a piece of baklava, right? No, I don't do that. But in my carnivore world, I give myself 90 to 95% carnivore, like exactly what Sean Baker says in his, the carnivore diet book that he wrote years ago, and how this whole carnivore thing got its name and what we all put in our names here. Carnivore this, carnivore that, right? Vita goes carnivore. And it works. It works because we need to define ourselves in one form in some way, right? And but if I add watermelon to my carnivore diet, does that mean I'm not a carnivore? Or if, oh, today I had some blueberries, does that mean I'm no longer a carnivore? And yeah, I actually don't slip into that kind of thing. This is what you need to do. Everybody out there, all you carnivores out there, all you keto people out there who are trying to heal themselves by changing your diet from the sad standard American diet to a ketogenic diet, a carnivore diet. This is what you need to do. You need to assess what's going on in your health. That's what you do. And in order to do that, the first thing you have to do is do at least 90 days carnivore. And yeah, like strict carnivore, no little sides. Don't do the watermelon when you're doing carnivore. Get carnivore. Do a 3-month stretch so that you can reset the body. And then after you've gotten rid of all the extra stuff, then when you bring it back in, for those of you who can do that because your health allows you to do that, you can start bringing some things back in, and you will one at a time, so that you can see how it affects you, because you will see almost immediately. Like for me, it's always within the first 12 hours that it bothers me. And then I know that, yeah, maybe this is not the thing that I need to be putting in my body. It's not working. So I leave it out. And then I eat blueberries. Blueberries are perfectly fine for me. They do nothing. They don't spike me up. They don't do anything. They're great, right? So I can eat blueberries. And I am a fruit gal. I love fruit. But I don't eat it very often. So it's a matter of playing around with it, you guys. You got to take a look at you. Who are you? How are you feeling? What are the problems that are in your body that are expressing themselves in all sorts of different ways? And you can add like confusion, brain fog. You may think it's menopausal symptoms if you're like me, but yeah, I no longer think that. And, move into playing around with what's working for you and what isn't. You'll know right away. So, okay, if you want to lock yourself into the box of Sean Baker's carnivore description, do that. If you want to be a little bit more, coloring outside the lines a little bit, do that, right? it's up to you, and it depends on what's happening within you. It's, like I keep saying, you guys, this whole carnivore thing ain't rocket science, right? It's not. It's not. You just have to do the elimination diet, like get yourself back to a primal, proper human diet, right? And when you get healthy, because you're going to get a lot better. And no, I can't say that for everybody, but so far, most everybody that I have talked to, if not everybody that I've talked to, has had incredible benefit by just going carnivore, even if it's just for 3 months, right? They're like, oh my God, my herpes outbreak stopped, like mine did. And, oh my God, that is a great thing, because no medications, no creams, no crap, just real food. And take a look at what it can do for you. So, yeah, the carnivore diet is just meat and animal products and absolutely nothing else. And like, you're not drinking anything else either, just water. I suppose you could have like a carbonated water without any flavorings and no sugars, right? Just a plain, like here in Greece, we say just a plain soda. And you can have that, but but if you have a few blueberries once in a while, you can still, in my book, call yourself a carnivore. And there was this guy, I can't remember his name. I saw him on YouTube. But anyways, the idea was, he was saying that, listen, if you're 70% carnivore, if you're eating 70% animal products and then 30% whole real foods, I'm not talking about, Pop-Tarts and cakes, real foods, right? You're basically a carnivore. And I don't think that we need to be so uptight about the definition. I think the only thing we need to be uptight about is getting ourselves healthy again. So wanted to clear that up, because people keep saying, well, you had watermelon, so you're not a carnivore. And I'm like, okay, if that's what you want to say, go ahead. You can say that. You're entitled to your opinion. But really, you guys, come on. Let's just relax with it. So if you're pretty healthy, go ahead and do like a 90% strict carnivore thing. And then 10%, if you want to have a little broccoli, go ahead and have some broccoli if it doesn't bother you. And then you can see how it feels. See what happens. Does your body react? Do you slip back into those old patterns that you were before the carnivore diet? That's why I'm always saying you got to do 3 months strict carnivore. You got to do that to reset your body. And then you can start playing around with it depending on your health, depending on you, depending on what it is that you want. So yeah, that's my little rant today, because I got some people that were like, you had blueberries. Yeah, I did. I had myself some blueberries today and I loved it. And then came home and had a ribeye with all the fat and tallow and butter. And oh my gosh, my sea salt from here, from the Aegean Sea. Oh, it's so much tastier. It's rich. It's full of all sorts of things. Yeah, and I had a great meal, but I also had the blueberries. Does that mean I'm not a carnivore anymore?